First of all, I wanted to thank everybody that came out today, because I still think, even though it's a small crowd, it's an important crowd. Because what we're talking about today is something that's really quite revolutionary, and it just makes too much sense. We think that adult Americans should simply be able to grow their own marijuana, and we think the benefits of that far exceed a medical model or a highly regulated government model. The benefits of the MERP model, which is basically unlimited, untaxed, unregulated self-cultivation. There are three distinct advantages over all other models. One, it would destroy the Mexican drug cartels in a matter of weeks. Two, it's the only plan that would provide cheap or free medicine to the sick and the poor. And thirdly, it would stop all further intrusions in American homes by the police looking for marijuana or marijuana cultivation operations, because cultivation would in fact be legal. And the way I like to simply describe the MERP model is that it's the difference between a hard liquor model and a beer model. Now, groups like NORML, who didn't support us today at all, we've sent emails to over 50 local NORML members. We've contacted Adam Brooks and many other people. We've gotten no RSVPs. We've gotten no response. And there are no members of NORML here, if I'm not mistaken. Any members of NORML here today? No, I'm not hearing nothing. And this is the problem, really, in a nutshell, because what's going on now is groups like NORML, Marijuana Policy Project, and the Drug Policy Alliance, and a lot of others, they're interested in this hard liquor model. And what they want to see is a highly regulated market so that these caregivers, so-called, that are growing marijuana can charge like $300 to $500 an ounce to patients that need marijuana. Now, I think that's a lot of bump. Marijuana is not a dangerous plant, even though Kevin Stroop, the head of NORML, the founder of NORML, even though Alan St. Pierre have even recently said this. I mean, it's hard to believe that a member of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws would have the gall to say that marijuana is a dangerous plant. But they're doing this, and they're doing it on purpose, because that's the only way they can justify a highly regulated alcohol-like model, where you'll be able to buy your marijuana for $300 to $500 an ounce, but if you try to grow it yourself, it would be like setting up a still in your house. You would end up going to jail. We think that the far better model, which is not radical at all, is to treat it like we treat beer. You know, you can brew as much beer as you want in your home. You're not taxed for it. You're not regulated by doing it. And that's all there is to it. Now, the advantage of you being able to grow your own is that if you're willing to put the labor into it, it's only going to cost you like $30 an ounce for an ounce of really good, kind marijuana, instead of like normal MPP and DPA that would rather have it so that you'll have to pay the government or their little monopolizing cronies like $300 to $500 an ounce for it. Now, the MERP model, or the self-cultivation model that I'm talking about, we don't even preclude the government for taxing it or issuing licenses or anything that. We are simply saying that we want individuals to be able to grow what they want themselves. And in that way, we really have a free market, you know. If the price is right, a lot of people are not going to go to the bother of growing their own marijuana. But you know, we want them to have the option. Now, the main reason we came here today is this is the launch of a petition that we are going to be sending to Barack Obama eventually. And it's the petition for the immediate re-legalization of marijuana by implementing MERP through a special joint session of Congress. And I'm just going to read this. It's self-explanatory, and I think we'll leave it at that for today, because this is really the message that I came out to give today. We, the undersigned, demand that President Obama immediately implement the NORML model for marijuana re-legalization through a special joint session of Congress, an emergency session. This is the same approach that was used to pass the TARP bailout on October 3, 2008. This is a bill that was opposed by over 80% of the American people, and which only benefited the very same banksters that had destroyed the U.S. economy. According to a recent Zogby poll, marijuana re-legalization is now supported by 52% of the American people and is expected to grow by at least 1% every year. We already have a majority. Why are we making any concessions? The NORML model basically treats the unlimited, untaxed, unregulated self-cultivation of marijuana as a sacred, inalienable right. By implementing NORML, 3 important goals would immediately be achieved without any further expenditure of American blood or treasure. It would, 1, destroy the Mexican drug cartels within weeks. 2, it would allow access to free medicine by the sick and the poor. And 3, it would immediately stop any further home invasions by law enforcement. It will also unleash the agricultural and industrial products that can be made from cannabis or hemp. Note that a street address is optional. Oh well, we don't have to go into that. But this is going to now go online, and we're looking for grassroots people to start pushing this message, because we sent this out to over 50 members of local NORML, the Michigan Medical Marijuana Association, and other groups that you think are supporting your right to grow. But this is a lie. They are shutting me up. They are freezing out the message on purpose, because they are a bunch of greedy sons of guns, and they just want to profit from this. And they know that if my idea, the NORML model, this model of self-cultivation, if this begins to get traction, and if it one day gets passed, there won't be nearly as much money for them. And I think that's the main driving force behind NORML, the Marijuana Policy Project, the Drug Policy Alliance, all these groups and more that are funded by people like billionaire Soros. They are interested in a high-regulated government dispensary marijuana distribution system. And essentially what they want to do is they want to become your new drug dealer. And to me, this is unacceptable, it's absurd, and it cannot be tolerated. Because how could we allow the same people that have been busting 850,000 Americans every year, and then we're going to turn around and allow them to be our drug dealer? I don't think so. So we've had a number of media crews up here. We hope we're going to get some stories, and that was the point, by the way. And this will be put up on YouTube with my other videos. So we're going to close now. I want to thank all those that did come today. I'm happy that you came, and I'm hoping you can help us in the future get some residents and get this on the ballot, and hopefully eventually convince Obama to convene this special session of Congress. Because here's the carrot here for everybody. If you want to grow your own marijuana, and if we can pull this off, after this 1-week session of Congress, the marijuana laws throughout the United States change. From that date forward, every American over 18 will be able to grow all of the marijuana that they want for their own purposes. And that will be the end of the drug war. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming out today, and hopefully you'll help us push this through in the months to come. Thank you very much.